So let's talk about being sick, which I am at this very moment of recording, so that sucks. And I'm forcefully trying to sound like I'm not. I get headaches fairly often, but I rarely ever get sick, which is probably because I don't leave my house a lot, so I'm protected from whatever deadly diseases lie outside these walls. However, around 1 or 2 weeks ago, as of writing the script, my sister came home infected with one of the diseases from the outside world. This deadly, absolutely horrifying sickness is known as a cold. So that was pretty cool because it was a cold. It actually wasn't cool though because colds suck, but it was still a good pun. Anyway, instead of avoiding my sister and keeping her locked away in a dungeon where no one could catch her disease, I decided to talk to her like I normally do. And that was a mistake. No, it wasn't. I love my sister. I would talk to her no matter what. Ray, if you're watching this, I love you, even when you are sick. You're great. Okay, back to the video. So I ended up getting a cold. It wasn't anything serious. It was not a deadly disease that was going to take me to my grave, but it did feel like one. I haven't been sick in a super long time, and I guess I completely forgot how miserable being sick is. Like, when you're sick, your entire body is like, you know what I want to do right now? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. We don't have time to eat, or drink, or work, or do anything worthwhile. We're far too busy sleeping and doing important tasks like that. Yeah, but that's not very productive. Ha! You think we're gonna be productive today, Liz? That is such a funny joke. I can't even believe you would even consider the idea of getting out of bed as if it was even an option. You idiot, go back to sleep. As you can probably imagine, doing even the simplest tasks when you're sick feels like it takes a lot more effort than it should. And I'm going to be sharing with you a great story that perfectly demonstrates this mindset and feeling and just, yeah, let's do this. Last week, it was about 2:30 a.m. when my mind was like, you know what sounds really good right now? A nice cold cup of apple juice. Yeah, but if we get apple juice, we're gonna have to walk up the stairs, and I just don't feel like— Liz, go get the apple juice, or I will personally make it my goal to remind you every 3 seconds about how thirsty you are and how much a nice cup of apple juice would satisfy your thirst. Think about it, Liz. Do you really want to spend the rest of your night lying in bed wanting something you refuse to get? Is that what your life has come to? What if you get dehydrated? What if you die? Do you want to die, Liz? Don't you think this is a little dramatic? Go get the apple juice! So I began my journey up the stairs to go get some apple juice. This was the night when I had just started to get a cold, and as a result of that, doing anything that required any effort whatsoever felt like running a marathon. But I was willing to sacrifice my blood, sweat, and tears for a cup of apple juice. That's all I wanted. Liz, don't you think maybe this is over-exaggerated? Like, you had a cold. It's not like you were going to war. So after my long, hard journey up the stairs, I walked over to Philip, our refrigerator, and I opened him up to finally get my heavenly cup of apple juice. Unfortunately, the apple juice was in the back of the fridge, as it usually was, which meant I was going to have to get 100 things out of the fridge before getting to the apple juice. And then, after getting my juice, I would have to cram everything back into the fridge. And I don't know, that just seemed like a lot of work for 1 cup of apple juice. Just as I was in the middle of being frustrated about the situation, my sick brain was like, hey friend, I think I have a solution for you. You don't have to get everything out of Philip. That's obviously way too much work. In fact, you don't have to get anything out of Philip. I say, let's just reach back into the fridge, grab the apple juice, and pull it out. That's nice, simple, and easy. Somehow, I saw no problem with this plan. In that moment, I genuinely believed that that was a good and flawless idea. Why haven't I thought of this before? All those other times I took everything out of the fridge so it wouldn't fall and ruin everything. But who would have thought you could just take what's in the back of the fridge and pull it out without moving anything? That's such a genius plan. I honestly don't see how this could result badly in any way, shape, or form. So, in history, there's this story about the Battle of Lexington and Concord. Because this is a history lesson now. Pull out your textbooks and turn to page 49. In that battle, a soldier fired the first shot, and that shot became known as the shot heard around the world. And last week, I recreated that, but with a water pitcher. The water pitcher heard around the world. Because when I pulled my apple juice out of the fridge, it pushed the water pitcher in the process, causing it to fall, as I should have expected with such a flawed plan. When that thing hit the ground, it was so unbelievably loud. I remember having to take a few seconds to process what had just happened. 1 second, everything was fine and dandy. The next second, my eardrums were being shattered as I was being showered by ice cold water. All I wanted was some juice and some sleep. and this is what life gave me. I remember I stood there just waiting for one of my family members to come downstairs and be like, "You idiot, what are you doing? It's almost 3 a.m. and some of us are trying to sleep. Go back down to your dark hole in the basement where you belong." I'm sorry, I just wanted some juice. But to my surprise, no one came. My mom told me the next day that she contemplated going downstairs to see what happened, but she decided not to. I wonder if that was Liz or if that was the cat. I don't know, I'm just gonna go to sleep and hope no one died. So I stood there, alone, soaked in the freezing spilled water, holding my apple juice, while staring down at the loud, useless, problematic, and pathetic pitcher. Which, by the way, I don't know how we managed to fit the entire Pacific Ocean into that pitcher, but we did. Seriously, I don't see how all the water that was on the floor once fit into that pitcher. It was so much water. Not to mention, not only was I wearing my fuzzy Christmas pajamas, but I was also wearing my fuzzy Christmas Feliz Navidad socks. Which, by the way, who else is excited for Christmas? Liz, it's April. You know what? No one cares. I miss our Christmas tree. It was beautiful. Yeah, that was stupid. Anyway, I think you all can relate to the unexplainable pain of getting your socks drenched in water, especially your fuzzy Christmas socks, especially when you're sick and never asked for this level of pain. Socks are one of life's many magical blessings. They're like hugs for your feet, which sounds weird, but it's not. However, when socks get wet, they go from being fuzzy bundles of joy to being soggy, worthless bags of sadness and bad feelings. I wasn't ready for that. After I had fully processed what happened, I decided it would probably be a good idea to clean up the ocean, which was once our kitchen. I guess you could say I was floored by this whole experience, because there was water on the floor, and I wasn't happy about it. It took not one, not two, but 5 towels to clean everything up. And I cleaned everything up while wearing my wet Christmas socks, like the good soldier I was. I miss Christmas. What's so ridiculous about this whole thing is that the reason this even happened to begin with was because I was trying to make the situation easier. And instead of doing that, I did the complete opposite. Instead of simply getting my juice, I dropped and broke the pitcher, spilled water everywhere and on myself, had to clean it up with 5 towels, and then get my juice. And as I finally drank my cup of apple juice, I remember thinking, this wasn't worth it. This, in every way possible, was not worth it. Moral of the story? Don't cut corners, even when you're sick, because in the end, the corners will cut you. I don't know, this is stupid. But yeah, being sick wasn't fun. I guess you could say it was sick, like the cool sick, because like it's sick, except for it actually wasn't. It was miserable. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching the video. This story was kind of just a little thing that happened recently. I thought it was kind of well, at the time I hated it, but later I was like, huh, that was kind of an interesting little experience that I could share. Kind of random, but you know, it had a good lesson to it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Have an awesome rest of your day and eat more tacos. Bye.